Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Fitness for Myeloma event brought to you by the Myeloma Crowd Community by HealthTree program. My name is Lindley Sweeney, and I am the chapter head. I am grateful for your support and your participation here. Today's session will be recorded. The recording, along with the slides, will be sent to all registrants within 48 hours after the event's conclusion. I'm going to share my screen, and so that we can go over some announcements. All right. As always, I would like to thank our sponsors, without whom this would not have been possible. Bristol Myers Squibb, Amgen Oncology, Genentech, Adaptive Biotechnologies, Sanofi, Oncopeptides, Karyopharm Therapeutics, Takeda Oncology. All right. So today's topic will be stress management through Reiki and massage. Stress management, healing, and dealing with pain can come in many forms. The more you can try, the better you can find things that'll work for you, for your body and for your mind. Today, we chose to focus on Reiki and as well as massage to introduce alternative ways to healing. Finding peace and clarity in our busy lives is often a difficult task. So our guest speaker today, I met Shannon a few years ago when she wanted some additional coaching for running, and we absolutely clicked. Shannon is a fun, knowledgeable, and kind person that I could talk to for hours. And when reviewing topics for stress management and deciding what I wanted to talk about, I immediately thought of Shannon. So it is my pleasure to introduce Shannon to you. Shannon is a spiritual oracle and advanced crystal master practicing intuitive energy readings, Reiki, chakra balancing. She's passionate about assisting others and healing for their greatest and highest good. Shannon has, with over 15 years in the healing arts, focuses on withdrawing individual truths through ancient healing techniques for all of her clients. Shannon was first introduced to Reiki through her mother, who took Shannon for her first healing session at age 14. Her mother became a Reiki Master when Shannon was 15. Though she never practiced as a business, Shannon knew from a very young age that she was highly intuitive and could read people easily. She has always been able to help others and anticipate their needs using her empathetic abilities. It has always been important for Shannon to learn and grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and very much enjoys sharing her knowledge. Shannon enjoys running, biking, hiking, swimming, and gourmet cooking. She looks forward to running her first half marathon since 2018 this fall. She has been married to the love of her life, Lamar, for 7 years and has 4 amazing boys, ages 24, 20, 19, and Zeus, her 3-year-old German Shepherd. They are her best clients. So welcome, Shannon. We're so excited to have you with us today. So we are going to turn the time over to you to introduce and talk about Reiki. So I will stop sharing my screen so that you can share with us yours.
Okay, well, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Lindley. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. Can you see my shared screen?
Not yet.
Oh, what am I doing here? Hold on. So I have done lots of Zoom. However, I have not actually shared my screen before. So let's see here. Bear with me. Okay. I think I've got it. How's that?
Yes.
You're able to see it now? Okay. Let me just get to my slideshow here. Okay. Alrighty. So what is Reiki? That's our topic today. So you went over all the about me already, so I'll just skip past that part. But in this about Shannon area, it does have my my web address as well as my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Etsy page. If anyone would like to go and join that, they're welcome to come and follow me and see what my topics as far as healing are being discussed all the time there. So feel free to join any of those sites. So first of all, see, I'm going to move this up and out of the way here. What is Reiki? Reiki is the gift of vitality and self-preservation encoded into our genetic makeup of all God's creatures. It is the highest form it is the higher self's connection to the universal energy that breathes life into living things. We are all born with the omniscient wisdom to heal and preserve life. All living things are connected. Our ancestors used and relied on their own abilities and instincts. Before we had the outside world to tell us what we should be doing and how we should be doing things, that all came from within us at one point in time. And of course, we've lost that over the centuries. Reiki is the universal life force. There is a non-physical, I forget how to say that. Anyways, energy that gives life to every living organism. For many thousands of years, we have known of this energy and have sought to develop ways to harness its power to heal and influence our lives. The Japanese call this energy ki. It is known as chi by the Chinese and prana by a number of Asian cultures, and the Holy Spirit or Holy Ghost by most of the Western world. We carry this energy in and around our bodies, which is also known as your auric field. From the moment we are conceived, science has established its existence, and with the aid of the crinoline photography, we are able to see this energy that encompasses all living things. Ancient Eastern cultures have harnessed and applied this energy for healing since before the birth of Christ. So it's just knowing that we are connected to all of the universe. And here is some actual crinoline photography. You can see on the right-hand side, that's what your auric field looks like. So you have your chakras within your body. Those are your energy centers that we'll be talking about here momentarily. But in addition to those centers, you also have your auric field. And then off to the left there is a picture of an apple that's been cut in half, and it just further proves that everything has an energy field. And then of course in the center there's someone's hand. So how Reiki works is it is channeled through the hands. So when you place your hands on your body, or if it were me working on you as your practitioner, when I place my hands on your body for the purpose of healing, that connects you to the universal life force. The wisdom of Reiki goes to work to bring about the healing. So and it will just travel through your body and balance whatever needs to be balanced on a holistic level or a cellular level. When we are tuned into the life force energy by a Reiki Master, we will be able to harness Reiki to heal ourselves and others. This gift of healing remains with us for the rest of our lives. We can only lose it if we use it for negative or a destructive purpose. So I was attuned by a Reiki Master. I am a Reiki practitioner. I'm not a master, but I'm a practitioner. And I was given the ability by this person to practice on others. So what I do is I'm the channel for this energy. So I have universal energy that flows in through my crown chakra, down the length of my body, through my arms and out of my hands. And that's how Reiki is delivered to the client. Reiki treatments. A full Reiki treatment reopens the chakras, and rebalances the flow of the universal life force around the body. A person will normally need 4 treatments on 4 consecutive days to boost the flow of Reiki energy. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I know I've put it in here because this is kind of the standard, but I think you can do it once a week. I think you can do it, once every 2 weeks. I don't think it necessarily has to be consecutive days. This will stimulate the body's immune system and natural healing abilities. Normally, the body will begin by cleansing itself of toxins. As the poisons are removed, the body becomes rebalanced and the healing process can begin. And you will notice a significant difference after one session. It's incredible. What you'll notice, your thoughts, your mind, your body, all of it. You can definitely feel a physical difference. You'll notice emotionally a difference as well. So chakras don't necessarily relate to Reiki, but they've kind of been put together as a form of healing. So what are chakras? Chakras is a Sanskrit word meaning wheel and refers to the energy points in your body. They are thought to be spinning discs of energy that should stay open and aligned as they correspond to bundles of nerves, major organs, and areas of our energetic body that affect our emotional and physical well-being. Some say that there are 114 different chakras, but there are 7 main chakras that run along your spine. These chakras are these are the chakras that we refer to the very most. Each of these 7 main chakras has corresponding number, name, and color specific area of the spine and sacrum to the crown of the head and health focus. The 7 main chakras. I'm just going to take a moment to go over those. So first you have your crown chakra. It just sits right here at the top of your head. The color is white or violet. It's position. Oh, I just said it was positioned at the top of the head. It represents enlightenment, intuition, and spiritual vision. Energy supply to the pineal gland, upper brain, and right eye. So if you have any of those issues, it's probably linked to your crown chakra. Next, you have your third eye, which is just in between your eyebrows, just a little further up there. The color is indigo. And it represents psychic perception, telepathy, and ESP. But the energy that it supplies is to the spine, your lower brain, your left eye, your pituitary gland, nose, ears, and central nervous system. Your throat chakra is just located right in the center of your throat, and the color is light blue. It represents self-expression, emotions, communication, and creativity. The energy supply for the throat chakra is the throat, the thyroid gland, upper lungs, arms, and digestive tract. The heart chakra is either the color of rose or green. It's represented by both, and its position is in the middle of the chest. It represents the emotions of love, devotion, spiritual growth, and compassion. The energy supply for the heart chakra is the heart, thymus gland, liver, lungs, and circulatory system. The solar plexus chakra is yellow and it's positioned just above the navel. It represents the center of the body where food is assimilated, then turned into energy and distributed throughout the body. Its energy supplies to the emotions, stomach, liver, digestion, gallbladder, and pancreas. The sacral chakra is represented by the color orange, and it's positioned just below the navel. It represents the energy and perceptions of first impressions of people. The energy supplies to the reproductive organs, legs, and glands. And then finally, the 7th chakra, which is actually the first chakra, is represented by the color of red, and it's positioned in the genitals. It represents life, physical vitality, birth, and creation. The energy supply is to the spine and to the bladder. So you can see how each one of these individually is responsible for quite a few functions in the body. And if one or several of these aren't working properly, how it can really throw you off either emotionally, mentally, or physically, or all three. So how can Reiki help you? It can help relax you when you're stressed. It centers your thoughts. It gives you energy. It can calm you when you are frightened, when you're in that fight, flight, or fight mode. It can focus your mind and help you problem solve. It relieves pain. It accelerates natural healing of wounds. And it just overall can help you improve your health. It gradually will clear up chronic issues that you have, either physically, mentally, or emotionally. Helps prevent the development of disease. It detoxifies the body as well. It dissolves energy blockages that you have within your system. It releases emotional wounds. It increases vibrational frequency of the body. And it also helps change negative conditioning and behavior. So giving you a more positive outlook on life. Reiki is now being practiced in hospitals all across the country too, which I'm really, really excited to see. So more than 60 US hospitals have adopted Reiki as part of patient services, according to the UCLA study. I just think it's absolutely fantastic that so many people are realizing that in addition to other services being rendered for physical ailments, that this does help. I'm just going to open up this next window here. This is from the Washington Post. And this is just another article. I'm not going to go into it. I just wanted to be able to show you. This is, like I said, again, the Washington Post. Reiki goes mainstream. Spiritual touch practice now commonplace in hospitals. So
we can't see it. We can.
Oh, you can't? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Darn it. Thanks for letting me know. Well, it will be, it's attached to that slide. So
we can send that out as well.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, I've got to get back to, well, I apologize. You weren't able to see that. Okay, let's see. It's a very neat article though. I do recommend that everybody, take a look at that. Okay, so there's a couple different types of Reiki applications. So you can do an in-person Reiki session, which work amazing, but you can also give a long distance session. In fact, I was giving a long distance session to a woman in Reno just before we started this presentation. And when giving a long distance session, this is how it's all set up. I've got the Zoom down here on my computer so that the person can see what I'm doing. And this little blanket actually represents the person on the table. So I will physically move up and down the length of this blanket representing the person, like I'm actually working on them, like they're physically there. As you can see, I've got stones laid in each of the chakra areas. So these are all the different areas represented by those chakras. So, and because the energy of Reiki is universal, it can travel. There's no such thing as space and time. It doesn't apply to Reiki or that pranic energy. So Reiki, distance Reiki is just the same as being in person. It works just as well as, having an in-person session. It works fantastically. In fact, I've got clients all over the country. Reiki also works fantastically for animals. This is my 3-year-old German Shepherd, Zeus, and he wasn't actually getting a session. He wanted to go for a walk, but so he jumped on the bed to try and get my attention, though I have given my dog Reiki. So yeah, you can, dogs and cats and all birds and animals of any kind all have their own individual chakra systems. So you can actually do chakra body layouts for animals. I don't recommend necessarily doing them in person with the animal. It's usually distance Reiki when it comes to animals, but it works the same way for all. It's very effective. So this is my resources page. These are all the places that I would send you just to receive further information about how this all works. The first one is Emotion 2.0. It can be found on the Gaia Network, or you can rent it on Amazon. It's a fantastic movie. It talks about how when you believe something, how you can make it happen physically, or just all the medical physical parts of what make us up. What the Bleep is another great movie for that. Also, The Biology of Belief. It's a book by Dr. Bruce Lipton, and then a couple others. So just some resources if anybody kind of wants to delve further into the whole metaphysical world and how energy really does affect all of your body systems. And I know my presentation's a little short, but I can definitely take plenty of questions. I just want to thank you for your time, and just to remind you that you are the creator of your own universe. Your thoughts and your actions and your imagination create and set life in motion.
Thank you, Shannon. I'm
You're
so
welcome.
excited. I absolutely love learning more about Reiki. I was first introduced to Reiki about 5 years ago. And I did the Live Strong program in Tucson at the YMCA. And we had a Reiki Master come from the hospital and talk to our cancer patients about it and do little mini sessions. Great. And then we talked about it afterwards, and all of them expressed just how calm and relaxed they felt. And some were heading into big treatments that week. And so they had a lot of anxiety, and leaving that session, they felt mentally and emotionally more ready for what they were facing. And so that's one huge thing that really impressed on me, was just the shift of the mindset that helped them to be able to face those hard things that they were going through.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely love hearing about that and learning about it. So I just want to talk a little bit about massage for everyone. So
I'll stop sharing my screen, right?
Yeah, and then I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Perfect. So I hope you can see that. The benefits of massage. So like a lot of what Shannon was talking about and bringing that peace and energy, massage can do a lot of the same ways. So finding those solutions of either aches and pains or healing. So it reduces your pain through working through knots and alleviating your stress. So a lot like what a Reiki session is like, massage can have that healing atmosphere of calming music or no music, depending on your preferences, the aromas that calm and soothe, and they're really safe spaces of going to a Reiki or going to a massage. Some people, depending on the kind of massage therapist that you can go to, you can have relief from nausea, can help reduce your depression and anxiety, as well as improve your sleep and lessening fatigue. So getting things flushed through your system can really help aid in your recovery and your healing, as well as it can help prevent chemotherapy-induced neuropathy and relieving lymphedema, which is a big thing that can affect a lot of people as they go through different treatments. So I think it's so important for us to be able to find ways to help ourselves, reset ourselves, get that extra boost to overcome or keep tackling the things that we're facing. So I'd like to open it up to everyone for questions. I will stop sharing my screen. So we will do Q&A so Shannon can come back on and we can answer some of those questions. So the first question that we have says, how do you balance Western and Eastern medicine philosophies or practices?
So I would never say swap one out for the other. I would never, forego any, advised treatment by a doctor to just go all Eastern. I don't think that's ever a good idea. So what I would do is, based on your doctor's recommendation, I would just explore what's out there, like Reiki sessions. It's not, you're not physically doing anything, like ingesting anything or physically exerting yourself in any way. So that's what's so great about the Eastern medicine is it's just all energy and internal. And I think that they pair really, really nicely together and complement each other well. When you're relaxed and your body isn't stressed out, it's easier for your body to process and move things out that shouldn't be there. It's easier for your body to release toxins. It's easier to heal when you're not stressed. So it's just finding what works for you, educating yourself, reading a lot of books and just, talking to other people and seeing what's working for them. But I think that they absolutely wholeheartedly go hand in hand.
Great. So we have more questions. One says, how often should you be seen by a Reiki master or practitioner, and how often is it needed?
So that's kind of up for debate. So if you are a really stressed out person, I would say once a week for maybe a month, but it's kind of goes on how you're feeling about it and how the Reiki Master is feeling about it and how open you are. I'll have clients that come in that need to come in once a week for, several weeks. And then I have other clients who are just ready to de-stress, decompress, ready to really work through issues and move them out. And so the more open you are, the more you're able to release in that moment. So I've had people that thought that they were going to need to see me for a month that only needed 1 or 2 sessions. So it really depends, person to person. So you just take that individually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The other question I'll answer is how often you should get a massage and how much is too much. So I think with massages is kind of the same thing as necessary, and you advise with the person giving the massage. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and what I don't always necessarily know what's right, or I can give my advice, but ultimately you're in charge of your own health. And so I advise you to listen to your body and what you need also.
Yeah, being your own advocate for what you feel that you need. If once a month is enough, or once every 6 months is enough, that you are your advocate for your health. Yep. Can you explain again how the remote Reiki works? I don't really understand that. Could you perform Reiki on someone that doesn't know you're doing it?
Okay, so I'm going to address that last question first. No. So we all have free agency here. As much as I would like to do that and just, zap people here and there. We have free agency, and you never want to intrude on somebody else's energy without their permission. So it's just, like anything else, you don't share information, with other patients, or it all has to be voluntary, and whoever you're working with does need to know. Because because energy is so universal, that's what makes it great. So there's no such thing as really time and space. That's just something we've created. And I do recommend watching What the Bleep and Emotion Point to gain, further insight into that. But because energy is so universal, and because we're all so interconnected, that it's just hard to explain. You just reap the benefits of that energy immediately, because that's where the intention goes. So wherever my hands go and where my intention goes is where that healing energy goes. So you will feel it immediately, whether I'm on the phone with you or we're doing a Zoom call just like this. It's absolutely immediate. And it's your intention also, of course.
Yeah. So how does the remote Reiki work? Do they tell you where they need it, and you're
I see
describing
what
the
you're saying.
process?
So and it's true for in person also. So you on your first time with an intake, we kind of go over what it is your goals are and what your intentions are for your healing, whether it be physically, emotionally, or mentally. People come see me for all different reasons. And then once we've decided that, so when I physically put my hands, whether it's on my blanket because you're, somewhere else, or you're physically on my table, that energy goes exactly where it needs to go. It already knows. So what I am is just the vessel to move that energy through. But you're actually, as a patient or client rather, healing yourself, because your body and your internal systems knows where it needs to go. So I'm just the facilitator for that energy to get to where it needs to go.
So it's focusing on the mindset and you helping that mindset of that focus.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. And then another question, have you seen a difference in your dog after performing Reiki? What was it like?
Absolutely. He's still a stinker. We're still working on it.
I was gonna say, he was a stinker. So did that help?
Yeah, it does, but it's just like anything. You just have to keep, things like that up. So sometimes I slack off on giving him sessions like I should, just because I'm more focused on, clients. But Zeus does have a lot of anxiety, just naturally, and that has helped his anxiety a ton. So yeah.
Is it like during an anxious moment when he's experiencing the anxiety that you do it? Or is it before or later?
It's generally later. And so what I'll do is, I'll just watch his behavior. And so what I was doing was, like, once a week, I would just like I have this mat on my table for distance healing sessions, I have something that represents a dog. So I'll just put that on my table, and while he's in another room or he's, sleeping, I'll go to the table and I'll remotely give him Reiki, and it does make a huge difference. Absolutely. But yeah, I never engage him right when he's in the middle of an anxiety attack. But yeah.
That's definitely interesting. My dog had extreme anxiety this last weekend because of fireworks.
Oh.
And so I am curious if that would help them in those situations, that kind of calming, but that's for a different time.
Yeah. So you could do preventative at that point. Yeah.
Calling it more preventative.
Definitely.
I like it. So with some of your clients, when they come to you, do they come to you in moments of, same like Zeus, anxiety and depression, or is it more of a preventative thing, treatment? What is it typically?
Well, people use it in their own way. So I get emergency phone calls where, hey, can you get me in, like, right now? I can't breathe. And so I do have those people that are just, in the heat of the moment, that need it right away. And so that happens a lot. But then I have clients that come once a month for maintenance. They came 6 times and overall they're feeling really great, but they don't want to lose that feeling. So they'll schedule once a month, like they just have a standing appointment to make sure that they're maintaining all their chakras and, feeling good.
So what's something that they can do like on their own at home to help them keep that feeling? Is there anything that someone can do?
Absolutely. Breath work. Breath work is our biggest tool, but least utilized. So most of the problem, the reason why we feel so stressed is because we have emotions that come in, but we don't let them leave. And they get stuck in our body. Like a lot of times in our chest, or that lower chakra, just below your heart chakra, just above your navel, that one. So we'll hold on to these emotions and we won't let them go. And that's really when the dis-ease starts, and that's when the stress and anxiety happens, and that's when mistakes are made and we lose jobs, or we trip over something when we're walking down the street. That's when all these other little things happen. So it's just breath work. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Audibly if you can, if you could let out that big sigh and have the intention in your mind that whatever emotion that you're feeling that isn't helpful in the moment, that you're just watching it leave. So breathing in big, beautiful, positive energy, releasing all that no longer serves you in this moment.
Is there like a mantra or anything that you can like say as you're releasing it to kind of allow yourself to like let it go? Or is it just the audible breathing to just kind of get it out?
I love mantras. I love, my favorite is I am the river. People don't, well, not people, but we don't understand that our energy should flow like a river flows, and that water is the most powerful element on the planet. And it carves entire mountain ranges and entire landscapes by just simply being in surrender and being in the flow of life. It doesn't have to do anything to have profound effect and change in the world. So that's how I like to have people view their breath work. And we actually picture this energy flowing like a river through you as a part of your session. So just picturing beautiful universal light coming in through your crown chakra, breathing it in and just letting it flow all the way through you. And then when you exhale, just releasing all that no longer serves you in this moment. And you don't even have to know what it is. Your body is so intelligent that you don't have to remember every little thing that you're ready to let go of or that is no longer serving you. So a lot of times I'll just say, I am the river. I'll repeat that mantra as I'm doing that breath, or I'll say, I surrender. In this moment, I surrender. We cause a lot of angst by trying to be in control of everything.
Yeah.
So just releasing control in that moment.
So we have a few more questions. One from Tracy that goes with this is, can a Reiki Master practitioner ever transfer negative energy?
Yeah, they can. It's super, super important. We have such a responsibility with this, this gift that we've developed over, however long somebody's been doing it. But for me, nearly 16 years now. Yeah, you have to be very careful with that. You have somebody else's life essentially in your hands. I mean, not maybe physically necessarily, but emotionally and mentally, you could do a lot of damage if you are not in the proper frame of mind. So there are things that I do before every single session to prepare. I meditate. I use smudge spray, which is what Indians would do. Well, I smudge myself, but then I also have actual incense that I burn that moves any negativity out of my space. I make it a very safe and sacred space before my client arrives or before I get on a Zoom session. I make sure that I'm not bringing anything from my outside world to my client.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Another question was, does insurance generally cover Reiki?
Unfortunately, no. It's one of those things because we're all just individual practitioners. Maybe in like a hospital situation, that might be something that's available, but not for most practitioners.
Yeah. And the same goes for massage, typically not covered with insurance as well. So another question about massage. Roy was initially diagnosed 15 months ago, cracked vertebrae where there was the pain. Should there be special instructions to a massage therapist? Yes. So it's important that when you go to someone, especially massage therapist, Reiki, PT, personal trainer, anything like that, is to be open about what you're going through so that they are mindful of your injuries and experiences. And when scheduling an appointment with a massage therapist, find out if they have experience with cancer patients or with spinal injuries or any injuries related to that, because it can help make a difference in how they treat you. All right, another question for you, Shannon.
Okay.
What are average rates for Reiki sessions? How much does it cost per session for humans and dogs?
Okay. So it depends on the region and where you're located. Reiki can be anywhere from $50 to $150 a session. Each session lasts an hour. My rates are somewhere in the middle. I'm $75 per session. We kind of base it on pricing on like what a massage therapist would charge, actually. So it's really interesting that these correspond that way also. But yeah, so you're going to pay about the same as you would for a massage therapy session. For animals, they're cheaper, like $35 is what I normally charge, just because it doesn't take as long. Those are anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes of me just working independently in my home space on behalf of the animal.
So when you do like a session on an animal, do you have them tell you about the animal, about their behaviors, their personality, all of that to help you understand and feel connected?
Definitely. Yeah. And so part of what I do too is intuitive readings. So in addition to your session and me just, helping you energetically, feel better, is I actually go in and I read your chakra system. So I will listen to what your body is telling me, and then I will give you that information. So if we have an in-person session or a remote session, I'm actually talking to you the entire time, letting you know what your body is telling me. So, and it's physically, emotionally, and mentally, all those different aspects. But whatever your body is ready or willing to tell you, will translate, and I'll give you that information during a session. So it'd be the same with an animal too. So you would give me the information or tell me what the problem is, and I'll go through and work my magic and then report back to you with what I saw in the animal's energy and what I feel like we were able to accomplish.
I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any other questions? I think we've hit them all. So with that, I will go back to sharing my screen to finish off. So our next myeloma event, our next Fitness for Myeloma chapter meeting, we are going to have speaker Susan Ashley, VP of Clinical Services for the Cancer Support Community. Our topic is going to be living with uncertainty, protecting your mental health. So continuing our mental health focus for August. This is our third session on stress management series. In order to achieve true physical health, you have to make sure your mental health is in order. So our upcoming events, you may be interested in some of them that we have with our Myeloma Crowd Community Program. Thursday, July 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern is our Myeloma Caregiver Chapter event. This event is unique, will be live streamed from our Myeloma Coach Summit in Park City. Patients, caregivers, and family members are invited to this event to learn more about what can be done for caregivers in their roles. Wednesday, July 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern is our Connect with the Myeloma Crowd chapter. We will be discussing how to further myeloma research by connecting and validating your records on HealthTree Cure Hub. This is the 4th session in our HealthTree Cure Hub series. Thursday, July 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern will be our newly diagnosed myeloma patients chapter. We will be hearing from a Skyline DX representative about a new test called Sky 92. This test can help do a deep analysis and detect if you are high risk at diagnosis and relapse. The link to sign up for these events that have been mentioned or any other events that I haven't mentioned is found at the bottom of the slide and will be sent out in your follow-up email within 48 hours of the event's conclusion. I also would like to again thank Shannon for joining us today and sharing her knowledge and experience and teaching us more about how we can use alternative ways to increase our awareness of ourselves and our health and improve our mental health and manage stress. Another thank you to our sponsors, Bristol Myers Squibb, Amgen Oncology, Genentech, Adaptive Biotechnologies, Sanofi Oncopeptides, Karyopharm Therapeutics, and Takeda Oncology. And thank you for helping us build a strong myeloma crowd community. I appreciate all of you and hope you have a great rest of your day and week. Thank you again for joining us today.